I'm Steve Scott. I'm a lawyer, a college professor, and a professional hunter. The liberal elite of this world think that all hunters are dumb country slobs, and I'm going to prove them wrong. Welcome back. This week we will study Vancouver Island's black bears. Now this area has the highest concentration of black bears in the world, and we're going to attempt to harvest one with a mere arrow. So turn to chapter 24 of your outdoor guide. We're going on a bear hunt.
Coming up on Steve Scott's Outdoor Guide, our adventure takes us to the big bear country of Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Some of the biggest bears in the world live on this island, and Steve will attempt to stalk one of these pumpkin-headed boars armed with only a crossbow. Coming up now on Steve Scott's Outdoor Guide. Advocating hunters' rights everywhere. Steve Scott's Outdoor Guide.
We began this Vancouver Island hunt with our guide John Sievers at low tide, stalking one of the tidal estuaries of the island. Big bears love to graze on the new grass in early spring, so we set out to stalk upon a feeding bruin.
Any questions so far?
Professor, isn't it kind of dangerous hunting bears with a crossbow?
Well, not really. When you get within bow range of any wild animal, there's an inherent danger, but black bears really aren't that aggressive. Now, there is an exception to that. When they are wounded or when they feel trapped, then they can be aggressive, but most of the time, the only bears you need to worry about are polar bears and grizzly bears.
I just don't understand how you can kill those poor defenseless creatures.
defenseless at up to 3 times my body weight, teeth, claws, a great sense of smell and hearing, and I'm on the ground with a sharp stick, I think it's a pretty fair matchup.
But shouldn't you be doing something to enhance the population, not destroy it?
By focusing on the older boar or the trophy bear, we are enhancing the population.
Are you saying that killing bears increases the population?
Exactly, Hillary. I think you're starting to get it. You see, with such a large population of older bears in the area, an event called infanticide occurs.
Infanticide?
Yes, adults killing their young. In this part of Vancouver Island, studies have shown that up to 50% of the cubs are eaten by older male bears. It's called infanticide, and it's not unusual in the animal kingdom. African lions, for instance, the males kill the cubs. Scientists don't know why, but because we are focusing on the older trophy bears, it actually increases the cub recruitment and the population goes up. So you see, Hillary, when we're hunting the old bears, we actually increase the population.
Sounds like a vast right-wing conspiracy to me.
And now Steve Scott's Outdoor Guide Rifle Shooting Tip of the Week with Olympic gold medalist and USA Shooting Rifle Team member Matt Emmons.
Today we're going to talk about field accuracy. One of the most important things to accuracy in the field is making use of whatever rest you have available to you, such as a tree, a termite mound, a bipod, and sometimes even the sling on your rifle. Now there are occasions when you have to take a shot, whether it's offhand, it's a long shot, or you have a chance to take even a kneeling or sitting shot. Make use of the sling. The reason why you use a sling is instead of using muscle as support, now you're using your body as support. So what you would do is you wrap the sling around your tricep, bring your arm around, put it underneath the rifle, put the butt plate in your shoulder, and then the next thing you can do is increase the angle of your left arm, if you're a right-handed shooter of course, increase the angle to make it tighter, and this will reduce your hold. Now let's look at the difference. Here I'm using the sling, to basically no sling, back to the sling again. You can see that it's much more stable. Now using the sling properly will definitely make you a better shooter. I'm Matt Emmons for USA Shooting.
This week's shooting tip has been brought to you by USA Shooting. To be a part of the team, go to usashooting.org. Steve Scott's Outdoor Guide is brought to you in part by Camp RTV, camping for America's motivated people. B Square, scope mounts, rings, and bipods. And Safari Club International, first for hunters.
The reason Vancouver Island black bears are larger than their North American counterparts is based on the long growing seasons, the abundance of feed, salmon-fed rivers. Basically, we have it all here on the island. These bears have a very limited hibernation. Some of these bigger boars in these lower estuaries will actually never hibernate.
As the bear moved away, we tried Plan B, using a predator call. Bears often come to feed on distressed mammals, but this one wasn't going to cooperate. Perhaps he was a vegetarian.